which rookie are you hearing the most about? Like, hey, watch out for this kid. He's dominating. He's doing this. He's doing that. Which one is lighting up your text and your phone more than anything else?
Well, there's a lot of fascination about Anthony Richardson. I think the Jonathan Taylor situation kind of overshadows that Richardson is the guy with the highest ceiling. Of any of the guys taken at quarterback in this year's draft, he's the one that can be the superstar. And Chris Ballard, the GM of the Colts, has said it bluntly. If he ends up being the star, I don't want to be in the star for somebody else. I'd rather be wrong about him being a star and having him bust on my team. And I'm paraphrasing, but that's the message. I'd rather draft him and be wrong one way than pass on him and have him become that superstar. And I really do think the Seahawks would have taken him at number 5 if he'd have been there. I really do believe that. I was hearing that before the draft. But the Colts get him at 4, and he's got that high ceiling, and let's see what he can do. And, you know, the other thing, too, and we were talking about this yesterday on PFT Live, I feel bad for Bryce Young because he's just in a tough spot. When you think of everything the Panthers gave up to get him, that puts extra pressure on him. He's the number 1 overall pick. They make this huge sacrifice to get him. They give up receiver DJ Moore. They're going to start him right away. I just want people to be patient with Bryce Young. Don't expect him to walk right through the door and have the same impact Cam Newton did right away. It could take time, but they really have. And I wonder how much teams think about this. They really have put him in a tough spot, not just by making him the first overall pick, but by moving up there and making him this focal point, the face of the franchise. And he's never done anything in the NFL, and I hope he gets a chance to really settle in and perform, and people don't put more pressure on him than the situation already does.
What about C.J. Stroud? I mean, he's in an interesting spot as well. He's going to start the preseason. He's going to start. I mean, Houston's going to throw him out there, and their first game's at Baltimore at the bank. Good luck. You know, that's going to be a rough one.
But I think he's in a great spot, Rich, because nobody expects anything from the Texans. So in turn, who really expects anything from him? I feel like he's playing with house money. With Bryce Young, when you consider how wide open the NFC South is, and it's as wide open really as any division as I can remember. Any of those 4 teams can win it. Last year, the Buccaneers were 8-9, and the other 3 teams were all 7-10. And the Panthers have a pretty good team. There's a lot of pressure on Young. With the Texans, they're the one team. If you had to pick one team in the AFC that has no chance of making the playoffs this year, and watch, they'll make the playoffs and get to the Super Bowl, but the Texans would be the team that most people would say, yeah, they got no chance. And then maybe the next team out would be the Raiders. But the Texans are the one team that they've been so dysfunctional lately. Stroud, whatever Stroud does, you know, who cares? What did we expect? What kind of a team does he have around him? So he's actually in a position to maybe surprise us because we don't expect anything from him. And he could get off to a good start and lay the foundation for the Texans to become contenders maybe as soon as next year. Who knows?
Catch the Rich Eisen Show every single day on the Roku channel, 12 to 3 Eastern, for free.